foam window and door seal, a cyanoacrylate glue like super glue or Cypox, sharp pair of scissors, some gloves to help make sure that you and the mask don't become one, and of course the mask. Now a note on materials, there are several types of foam. This one here is EPDM rubber foam. It's a closed cell type of foam. And that's the kind that you need to keep any air from getting through. An open cell type of foam, like this, it's almost see-through. Feels like nothing. This stuff will let air go right through and will reduce the effectiveness of any type of seal. In fact, it would be even worse than having the plastic edge of the seal against your face. So the first step is going to be to take the mask and make sure that the surface of it is clean. Make sure it's free of oils or dirt or anything like that, because we're going to be sticking the tape on there as well as the glue. We want to make sure that there is a good bond between the foam and the mask. Step 2. We're going to take the end of the tape and we're going to start by making a 45-degree cut. Doesn't have to be exact. Just go at an angle there, not perpendicular, just a little bit over like this. What this is going to do is allow for the seam that we're going to have here at the bottom to join in a way that when you put glue between the pieces, it's going to become hard. And what we don't want is that hardness there to, as your face conforms around it, to form a hole on either side that could potentially allow air in. By cutting it at an angle, we make it a longer distance to travel for any potential openings there for the air. And so this way there's more of a chance that your face conforms over this seam here and effectively seals you from the outside air. Step 3. Take the foam, and we're going to start here at the bottom of the mask. The reason being, faces have a lot of different shapes to them, and around the nose here it can be kind of sharp. Maybe you have some high cheekbones, they're going to push in extra hard on the edges. But generally people's bottoms of their chins are pretty flat. We want that to be, if there's going to be a seam, we want it to be in an area where there is nice even compression along where the seam is. So we're going to start at the bottom. And we're going to put it almost to the edge. We're actually going to leave a little bit of a lip, just a tiny one. And the reason being is we're going to take our glue and we're going to be gluing along this outside edge here. And that lip is going to help to keep the glue in this sort of valley between that tiny lip and the piece of rubber here to help for the adhesion so that it's not dripping down the edges or going anywhere else. It's just creating a nice little seam there, almost like in welding, between the materials that you're joining. And so we're just going to go around. Next, we're going to take this piece and we're going to cut it so that it matches this here. We're just simply going to, now that we've come around down to the bottom, before we make it to here, we're going to take our scissors, we're going to line them up with this edge here at this angle, the same angle here that this piece has. I'm going to take this piece, I'm just going to come straight down. Now, there may be a little bit of a gap, or maybe it'll be too long. This piece is pretty stretchy. This material is great in that it's got a little bit of give. And so we can also just kind of work it a little bit to ensure that the pieces line up nicely for where we're going to put the seam. Just like that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our glue, get this out of the way, put on our gloves. We're going to start here at the seam. We're going to pull it apart a little bit like that. Put some glue in there. Push that together. We're going to hold it in place for at least 10 seconds. Super glue usually takes about 10 seconds to get a nice set in. We'll hold it there for a little bit just to make sure that it doesn't accidentally separate on us or anything. Just try to make sure that those are even at the top there where you've bonded it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go around this lip here with the glue, and we're going to apply a bead. And what that's going to do, I've already got one done here, is it's going to make for a really nice strong seam all the way around the outside edge. And this will prevent any pull off, because again, that adhesive that's on here, that's on this foam strip already, it doesn't do a good job of sticking to the plastic. So this will help to ensure that the foam seal stays in place and isn't suddenly pulling off when you're putting this on your face and applying pressure. And just help to ensure that you've always got a good seal between the mask and this foam seal here. You can see I can pull pretty hard on it. It's not going anywhere. It's nice and tight to that edge. Make sure that if there's any lift off that you push it back. And as you apply the glue, you may have to hold it there to help it to bond and stay tight to the side. And then you'll let that sit and cure. And then it's got a nice strong bond to help keep the seal in place and comfortably fitted to your face. Now your 3D printed mask has a comfortable, airtight seal to help prevent infection from unfiltered air. One thing I forgot to show in that last part of the video is a double up method. Is some of these masks are going to have the facial interface here with a bit of a more narrow angle to them. They won't be as, some of them will flare out more, and this type of seal here will be enough to press against your face and be comfortable and seal well. But if they are a little bit more of this steep angle, then you can do this double up method. And I mean, look at this here. This is pretty comfortable. Basically all I've done is I've just taken some more of this tape here, and again, starting at the bottom, worked my way around And what you can do is you can even leave a little bit of a lip, kind of like we did with the last one, where you create sort of a valley that you can have the glue just sit nicely between the rubber and the plastic. Again, just helping to ensure that this isn't going to go anywhere. It's going to stay in place, be well sealed. And now with this doubled up tape here, I mean, it's pretty comfortable. I'm going to push it pretty firmly against my face, and I'm only feeling the foam. And when I do that, and even with a beard, I don't know if you can see, but it's, even with the beard, it's still trying to pull against my face and seal really well, and that's exactly what we want. We want it to be comfortable, we want it to seal well, so that it's keeping people safe. You know, and there's other ways too. I mean, this is just the way that I came up with, and I think that it's, you know, the easiest with those common materials, but there are other ways to do it. You could use some Sugru putty, which is this flexible putty that you can mold, and you could actually make like a very custom fit to your face that way. You could use some silicone. You could even print a lip seal if you have an SLA printer with flexible resin. That's one way to do it. You know, I encourage you to experiment, to try different ways. I think that this way works well, but you know, it's not meant to be the end-all solution, and you never know what you're going to come up with if you do that experimentation process. You might really surprise yourself. So anyway, I hope this video helps you. And, you know, I hope we all can stay safe out there. I hope you're doing well by yourselves, by your communities, taking care and staying healthy. And make sure to support your local businesses. That's always important, but especially in this time, they're really struggling. And I encourage you to do that as much as possible. Thank you.